I was with Josh Buttler yesterday, who's the new captain of England's white ball team. And he was saying when you play against India, they could play three teams at this year's World Cup, and any one of the three teams could probably win it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Malik, or is it Umran Malik? Saw him in the IPL. I mean, wow, anybody would have him in their side. I mean, he looks a serious talent. We're going to see some unbelievable cricket. So exciting. You're not going to want to switch off. You're not going to want to miss it. Right, guys, to cricket.com. Keep listening in. I'm absolutely loving it, especially when England are winning. Bring on the T20s. Come on.
Welcome back. You're watching cricket.com with me, Avnish Hegde, and we have Darren Gough with us in terms of how this T20 national series is going to shape up. Because remember, India will be licking their wounds after that test defeat. But there's plenty to look forward to in terms of white ball cricket. Dan, first and foremost, welcome. How are we this evening?
Oh, I am lovely. Wearing pink, my favourite colour, so I'm well up for it.
Well up for it indeed. Now, it is going to be a rollicking series by all prospects. How much does it excite you, given that the grand showpiece later this year in Australia? How do the teams look on paper right now? And in reality, just give us a brief rundown before we get into the specifics.
Well, first of all, England are going to be resting Johnny Bairstow and Ben Stokes. There's no way they're going to be left out of the World Cup. Let's just get that straight. They're definitely coming into that World Cup squad. Where they're going to bat is a different story. You've also got Archer. He seems to think he can come back into the side at some point. You've also got Mark Wood as well. And Rashid to come back as well, who's at Mecca at the moment on a religious break. So England are going to be a little bit weaker than they normally would be, but are still a very, very strong side. It's a big series for Yorkshire's Harry Brook, another Yorkshire lad who's a terrific player. You might have seen him playing in the Big Bash. You might have seen him playing in the PSL for Lahore Qalandars. He's a very, very good player, really strong off his hip, unbelievable through the offside. His hero's Joe Root, so you can expect runs from Harry Brook. And then you look at India. They've got such... I mean, I was with Josh Buttler yesterday, who's the new captain of England's white ball team. And he was saying when you play against India, they could play three teams at this year's World Cup, and any one of the three teams could probably win it. So that's what his belief is of how strong Indian cricket is. But he also says the same thing about England. We could field probably two teams that would be very as strong as each other and compete against anybody else in the world. So I think we're all set for an unbelievable series. I really do. Some exciting batting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Malik. Or is it Umran Malik? Saw him in the IPL. I mean, wow, anybody would have him in their side. I mean, he looks a serious talent. So I'm looking forward to seeing him unleash on these England batters. And I'm also looking forward to obviously seeing Harry Brook as being a Yorkshire lad. So I'm really, really proud of him to get back into that England side.
Yeah, we'll deep dive into the squads in just a bit, but I'll start with the host England, because you mentioned a man there, Josh Buttler. It's going to be a new era almost, with him, of course, taking the reins from Owen Morgan. What can he bring as captain? We know Josh Buttler, the batsman in T20, is almost, I mean, dare I say it, the universe boss in terms of all the run scoring that he's been doing. But as a captain, will he be shrewd as Owen? Will he be that tactical man that we've expected to see how England have run their cricket so far?
I honestly believe it was the right time for Owen Morgan to step down. I think it's for about 14 months, 16 months now, Owen's been not getting the runs he would have liked, with some amazing talent who have been knocking on the door to get into this England side. And I think he would have gone to Amsterdam and seen the likes of Salt taking runs. He knows Bairstow's to come back in. He knows Stokes is to come back in. Root's to come back into the 50-over game as well. Milan got runs, and he just thought, it's no way I'm going to get into this starting 11. But one thing he leaves Owen Morgan is a team that have been around each other for a long, long time. And you could have any one of those captain that one-day side. Livingston, Moeen Ali and Josh Buttler. All three of them have learned how to captain from Owen Morgan. So I don't think the team will be in worse shape. I think it'll be in good shape, and the batting will be stronger. So that's just a simple review for me. A great captain he's been, but it makes us stronger now. And I hate saying that because I love Owen Morgan. I think he's been a brilliant leader. but it makes England stronger without him in the starting 11.
I mean, Owen Morgan really renowned for his matchups with Nathan Lehman and the sports science guys, and all the data's being digested there. Let's see if Jos Buttler takes a page out of that book. But just to put you on the spot here, Darren, in terms of that Australia World Cup later this year, if you have to name your ideal England 11 in T20 internationals right now, who would it be and why? You can quickly run through the 11.
What, an England one? Oh, dear me. I think it would be Buttler and Roy at the top.
Okay.
1 and 2. 3 would have to be Ben Stokes. 4 would have to be Bairstow. 5, Livingston. 6, Brook. 7, Ali. I mean, that batting lineup, 7 batters there, is pretty solid, isn't it? Then you've got Rashid, you've got Wood, Archer. I'm probably missing someone. We need another bowler, left armour. It'll either be Willie or Topley, one of those two, or Sam Curran.
Yeah, I mean, that is one hell of a team on paper. And let's see if, of course, all remain injury-free so England can have a crack at the T20 World Cup. Right, let's talk about India then, because they've had a little bit of a taste of the UK conditions so far, prepping for this T20 International Series. I think they played a T20 against Derby as well, which they won comfortably. What stands out in this T20 International squad? Of course, Rohit Sharma comes back into the scheme of things, but everyone's kind of harping praise about Bhuvneshwar Kumar and how he's kept his side, placed in the side of the T20 scheme of things. How crucial is India's bowling going to be into that World Cup, let alone the batting that we always talk about?
Well, Bumrah speaks for itself. I think he's your banker. You know he's going to bowl at the top and he's going to bowl at the end. But I think Kumar, let's not underestimate how skillful he is as a bowler. Good swing bowler with a new ball if he takes it. And then he's also got that skill of bowling Yorkers as well. We've seen that on numerous occasions. So I think he's vital. He really, really is for India. But the pace then of Umran Malik is, if he has a good series here, I think he'll be straight away shifted into the starting 11 for India. Because when you need someone to bowl in the middle overs, especially in Australia, you need someone who can get bounce, who's got pace, who can bowl and hit the splice. So I think he's vital to have a good series for India moving forward. The batting, I don't really think it matters with the batting for India. You've got so many options. Picking a starting 6 batters is almost impossible. It really, really is. You could basically draw the names out of a hat and say, right, it's your turn now. The only one who sits in there for me is Rohit Sharma. The rest of, just draw it out of a hat which one plays, because you've got so much talent there.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost laughable at times in terms of the strength and depth that this Indian side possesses, especially in the shortest format, and makes you think about whether any fresh faces are going to be thrown into the mix. Umran Malik is someone who I definitely want to pick your mind about. We've seen how Dale Steyn has spoken kind of well about him. It's been well documented about how we treat someone with that kind of pace. You mentioned that you would probably have him in the World Cup. Does he go straight into your starting 11? Because there's people like Bumrah, Bhuvi, possibly Shami, possibly the Arshdeep, the left-hander. There's so many choices. So where does Umran Malik, according to you, where does he sit in your pecking order?
He plays. I think anybody who can bowl 95 miles an hour gets into your team. England are desperate to find that. We've got Wood, who's injured at the minute. We've got Archer, who's injured at the minute. Tamal Mills is the nearest we've got to it. He's not quite as quick as he used to be, but he's still there and thereabouts. And that's why we brought Gleeson into our T20 squad as well. He's been playing for Lancashire. I've been very impressed with him this year. He's not quite 95 miles an hour, but he's 90 miles an hour on his day. He's quite quick. He's clever. Got a good slower ball, good Yorker. So every team needs that sort of bowler. And if in India, you could have Malik, who's bowling at 95, Bumrah, who's bowling at late 80s, 90. I think it just makes them even stronger with the spinners you've got as well. So I think India will be looking to get him into the starting 11.
Okay, let's see how that unravels. Right. Final one from me before I go then, in terms of T20 predictions for this series. What's going to happen? Are we going to see some mad cricket? What's your predictions like, Goughy?
Going to be some mad cricket. I think if they play to the potential, I think batting will dominate. I look at both bowling attacks, especially in the first T20 when India are resting a few. I think it's going to be bat dominated. We're going to see some unbelievable cricket. So exciting. You're not going to want to switch off. You're not going to want to miss it. But this is a big series. The World Cup's just around the corner. England have got a new captain. They need to start well. We've got a new coach as well. We need to start well. And I think it's huge this. They've played against, so far, the Netherlands, where we nearly got 500. But now we're talking back to T20, where India are so strong. But England are desperate to get the World Cup double. 50 over and T20 World Cup. So this is a big series. It's an extra statement.
Yeah, okay, let's see how it really unfolds. You can catch all the coverage on cricket.com in terms of the post-match reviews and match analysis and the data. And you can also build your fantasy research teams in terms of all the stuff that you need to know, and here's why. Oh boy, where do I start? If you want all the news, we've got you covered. If you want all the views, we've got you covered. And yeah, all the video content too to consume. But more importantly, we have Critlytics, which is, mind you, the world's best cricket prediction engine. That means we have ball-to-ball prediction with real-time coverage for every game, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we also have game-changing overs for the white ball cricket side of things. And if you want help building your fantasy teams, then the FRC is the perfect place. Right, Darren Gough, thank you so much for your time. We will see you after the T20 series before the one-days kick off. Until then, have a great time and we'll catch you soon.
See you, my friend. Come on, England.